Hello everyone, welcome back. We're here with another fun-filled day of science, and I'm so excited for you to be here with me. So we've begun talking about matter this week, and when we talk about matter, we talk about everything. Everything around you is matter, and it takes up space, and that is the definition of matter. Anything that's around you that takes up space is made of matter. It is comprised or built from the tiniest of particles that create you, me, and the iPad you're looking at. Now, we're going to learn about the 3 different states of matter throughout this unit. You were introduced to a couple of them yesterday, and I asked you to tell me what you thought matter was, just to tell me your broad understanding of matter. Today, you're going to tell me some specifics about any of the 3 forms of matter. Okay, the 3 states of matter. That's your job today. I'm telling you this now so that you have it in your mind, so you can take some notes on what you hear throughout this reading. Okay, the notes can be in your head. You can just sit and think to yourself, oh, hey, I need to remember that. That's important. That's a decent way to take notes. That's fine. If you want to write things down, that's even better. Writing something down once is the same as hearing it 7 times. So writing things down is proven to help you remember what's going on. Okay, so today we're going to read through this story. It's called Solids and Liquids. So that's 2 of our states of matter. Solids and liquids, and then the third one is, of course, gas. So today, again, focusing on solids and liquids. What is the difference between solids and liquids? They have different properties. Properties describe how something looks or feels. Shape and size are 2 properties of a solid. The shape and size don't change unless you do something to them. Solids can be rigid like a bat. Solids can be rigid like a bat. When something is rigid, you can't bend it. Okay, so remember, we're collecting vocabulary words throughout this unit. So solid, liquid, gas. Rigid would be a good one. It's stiff, it won't change, kind of like my water bottle that you saw yesterday, or a bottle of vitamins, or a phone, your iPad, things like that. Those are all rigid. They don't change shape unless you change their shape. Okay, my water bottle here is a perfect example of that because it's fallen out of vehicles so many times that it has dents in it. Okay, that wouldn't have happened if it hadn't fallen out of the ground, hit the ground, and then the ground helped to change its shape. Solids can be flexible like a sweater. When something is flexible, you can bend it. So that sweater is going to keep its shape. It's still going to look like a sweater, still going to function as a sweater, but it is more movable than that bat is. Some solids can be broken into pieces. Each piece has a different shape and takes up less space. Kind of like this cookie. They tore it into 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. Each of those takes up less space than the full cookie. But when you put the pieces back together, it has the same shape as before, and it takes up the same space too. So again, see the lines here? That's where the cookie's broken. So this part of the cookie takes up less space than the whole cookie, but when you put the 3 back together, we've got the whole cookie again. Solids can be very small, like sand. You can pour sand out of a bucket, but every grain of sand is a solid. Do you think the grains of sand would be rigid and not able to change, or do you think they'd be soft like a piece of clothing? Probably hard and rigid like the baseball bat. Liquids have properties too. A liquid can be poured. It doesn't have its own shape. It takes the shape of the container that holds it. A liquid has a different shape in each container. So notice here it's thin and cylindrical. Here it's wider and curved on the bottom. Here it has 3 different curves. And then here we have a little teacup. And that's all. So the liquid is the colors, obviously. And you can tell the shape they are because of the container they're in. You can see the container stop. Liquids can be foamy, bubbly, or transparent. They can be translucent or viscous. Okay, so those are all different properties. This is foamy. It produces foam, kind of like soap and water. This one's bubbly, kind of like hair gel. This one's transparent, meaning you can see through it. Translucent, meaning you can kind of see through it, but not really. And then viscous, meaning it has different textures. Solids and liquids are all around you. Can you find the solids in each picture? Can you find the liquids? Go ahead and take a minute. Look at those 3 pictures and find the solids and liquids for me. So in the top picture is a bowl of cereal. If we're talking about just the foods, the Frosted Flakes or the flakes, the corn flakes, and the berries are going to be solids, and the milk is going to be a liquid, right? And then down here with the root beer float, the ice cream is a solid, the root beer is a liquid. And this one you can really tell, or all 3, mostly these 2, but this one's really easy or helpful to show you that liquid holds the shape of the container. You can tell it stops right at the edge of the glass because the glass is what's keeping it in. And then here we have a bowl of soup. Where are the solids? The solids would be the noodles and the vegetables, right? There's some orange and green, so maybe carrots and beans and noodles. And then the liquid would be the broth. Okay, and that is our story for today. We will read this one tomorrow. But in thinking about this story, I would like for you to share with me a specific property of one of the solids or liquids. Okay, so remember, you're telling me about solids and liquids now. Tell me what it means to have a solid piece of matter or what it means to have a liquid piece of matter. Okay, how are those 2 things different? If you'd like to tell me about both of them, that's even better. Go for it. But I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.